Okay, so in continuation of my chronological account, um, we're in between the sixth and the seventh grade, and my friend is gone. I just got back from Georgia, and my friend's gone. I don't know where she's at. And then I got this letter in the mail that said it was from her, and it was like filled with all this fucking shit that like I'm living on a farm and we have 15 puppies and everything's so great and wonderful here. But I knew it wasn't her because so we were just fucking kids and we passed a lot of notes and then you put like secret messages in your notes. When you were a kid, did you put secret messages in your notes? Well, the letter I got from her didn't have any secret messages. And also, it was in my mom's handwriting. So, and mailed from like the city next door. Um, like the postmark was the city next door, not Georgia. And then I was like, why would she be in Georgia too? And Georgia ain't that fucking great. I was at Georgia and it was not that nice. Maybe it's just the part I was in. But I don't know. I don't like those flat spaces. I like living in the mountains. I really like that. I like I really like that. And there weren't any mountains there. Um, and I like it. It was okay, but it wasn't, it wasn't that fabulous. You know, like she's described fucking heaven. It was like, no, it's just Georgia. And I ain't gonna believe Georgia's like that. Sorry, Georgia. Um, but um, and then so she was gone, and I had went downtown and asked several times. Then finally, they like someone made it very clear that I was to stop doing that, stop asking around about her, if anybody'd seen her or anything like that, just quit. Um, right. And then Mark and that other guy, they're not at the pool hall anymore. Um, right. Mark's not at the pool hall anymore. His arm's broken, and then like as soon as he got like better, I don't fucking know. He's like right back at the pool hall. But a lot of the problem was, like everybody always disputed his fucking book because he had like you know, a little tiny spiral book where he wrote down the bets, and everybody always wanted to fucking dispute it because his handwriting was so bad, which is a big problem. Everybody disputing their bets. So, oh no, I didn't say that. Mark wrote it down wrong. And right. But what really happened was this fucking dumbass. He's a fucking dumbass. Um, this is just a little, small downtown area, and this fucking dumbass like Crip walks out into fucking traffic and gets arrested for jaywalking, and then he's in the fucking back of the cop car, and the cop, and he got arrested like, would you get arrested like 200 feet from the fucking police station for the second time? And idiot. He's an idiot. Um, so right, they just fucking Crip walked out in the fucking street in front of cops into traffic. I don't know why he did it, but that's what he got arrested for. And then they took him in, and he didn't, and he had that stupid book in his pocket still, right? His like book where he wrote down all the bets, like for the bookie shit, because he was a bookie. He's supposed to be, he's supposed to be doing it, but he fucking sucked at it. And so then I had to go over to somebody's house and listen on the stairs while they decided what to do with Mark. I don't know. But that's what they do. I go over to somebody's house and sit at the top of the stairs where no one could see me, and they would have a discussion in the living room where I could hear but not be seen. And then after everybody left, a relative of mine would say, "Well, what do you think?" Right. And like, I don't know. He probably shouldn't be a bookie anymore. And I don't know. Is there not some other fucking job for him? I don't know. And that's when he got moved over to He went from being a bookie to being a pimp. So, but I still like didn't have any like he was told to stay the fuck away from me. And at that point, he was 18, and yeah, at some point he became of age, and I very much was not of age. So he did pretty much stay away, except for sometimes when he came up to my granny's house to pester me. Um, yeah, like I had as I'd gotten a really terrible sunburn. God, that was a long summer. Um, I'd gotten a really terrible sunburn, like a blistering sunburn. Just big blisters all over, my face and my shoulders and my back. And then at the same time got poison ivy on top of the sunburn, or maybe I had the poison ivy and got the sunburn on top of the poison ivy. It doesn't matter. I had poison ivy all over me and a sunburn as well. And I'm also allergic to calamine lotion. Right. So I'm not allergic to calamine lotion to put it on my skin, but if I put it on my like poison ivy skin, it causes more blisters. So I look like the fucking elephant man. And so I'm laying over my granny's house with this like vinegar covered wash rag on my face, um, looking like the fucking elephant man, and he keeps coming over there to fucking pester me about shit. And and then one day he pops up with a fucking like list of handicaps that I could possibly get. I swear to God, this guy's fucking insane. And yeah, Mark is absolutely fucking insane. So he comes up with this list of fucking handicaps I could get he would still love me anyway. Right. And I'm a fucking kid, right? And and then one of them was if you lose both of your arms and both of your legs and you're just a stump, I would still love you anyway. And I was like, what the fuck, man? And then he comes back later, like, I think we should amputate a body part to prove that you love me. You should amputate one of your body parts. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to amputate any of my body parts. None. I'm amputating zero body parts for you, man. I'm sorry if I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. And he said, well, you didn't really have to do it. You just had to say, right? You just had to say you wanted to do it. And then at the same time, my granny has a neighbor who is either gone out of town. I don't know. You never see that old guy. But there's some other guy, like, living over at the neighbor's house next to my granny. And he's Steven from my story. And I guess he just got out of prison. So this is a 35-year-old felon living next door to my granny, and he would come over and like help her in the garden, and spend a lot of time with my uncle Buster. And My uncle Buster was my granny's half brother. It was her mother's son from her first marriage, and first marriage, and so it was my great grandmother's son from her first marriage. It was just my great uncle, um, my great uncle Buster, and he was at that time he was a fence for and like stolen stuff, right? And a lot of the stuff that he would get um, was from the VA, like soldiers, because he had been in two wars, and so he was at the VA a lot, and then he was known kind of around as the person to take your spoils of war too. Um, and he would, that's what he was fencing mostly, was things that soldiers had smuggled in from wherever the fuck they had been. And that's, that's fucked up, but that's what was going on. And I mean, like there's a big like thing a couple of years ago on the news, um, with Hobby Lobby trying to sell these, old tablets they got in Iraq. I mean, where the fuck do you think they came from? I mean, how do you think they got here? And that's how those things that's how that happens. Um, and that's what that's one of the things that my Uncle Buster was doing. He would go to the VA and find buyers for things that people found in foreign lands, private buyers. So Stephen would spend a lot of time, and then also other stuff, I guess, but that's what I knew about. And so Stephen would spend a lot of time talking to my Uncle Buster, who was a character to say the least. Um, right. Um, so he spent a lot of time over there talking to Buster. He was in there, and then I thought he was cute because he was cute, and and I was already right. So I'd already been sexually abused, um, you know, somewhat by Mark, and then also from you know, the sex tapes. So I was, a hypersexual child. Um, so I start like pursuing this guy in the best way I know how, and that's just from what you see in old movies. And 'cause, they watched a lot of old movies over at my granny's, so whatever word for women in old movies, I was trying that out, which right, yeah, like, right. Look at me, I'm Jane Mansfield, and dressed inappropriately, bending over a lot, draped in doorways, accidentally brushing up against him all the fucking time, just flat standing in the fucking way, just all kinds of crap, like that. And he would tell me to quit. You stop that, Heather. Quit that, Heather. Don't do that, Heather. But I didn't. I didn't quit. And then also, we spent a lot of time like just hanging around, and he would let me do his hair and pick out his clothes. So, he was like my own like Ken doll, and that's what I was doing. Oh, fixing his hair, um, picking out his clothes, telling him what shape to shave. Yeah, shave it like right, whatever I thought at the time, and he was just going along with it, but I didn't realize then. I guess I know now because I did spend a lot of time sitting in his lap fixing his hair. Um, yeah, or straddling, fixing his hair. Um, and at the time, I didn't think that he was like actually, getting anything out of it. But later, as our relationship progressed, I realized he's like um has this fucking edge kink, this edging kink. So he would spend like the whole day, right, doing that. Um, and then and then I was most definitely, I was the aggressor in that relationship, which is kind of, it's a little gross. I mean, it's a little gross, I know.